Hello. Hello everyone. Hi. Oh my god. I'm so excited to have you guys here. So excited to have you guys here. I hope you can tell how you all doing. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, I'm always excited, sometimes even more excited. I'm so happy to have you guys here. My name is Laju Iren, and on my channel I talk about love, life, and faith. So yeah, I'm glad you're here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button as well as the bell beside it so you can be notified when I have new videos coming up. In fact, I've repented and I'm going to be having new videos coming up every week. Maybe sometimes even twice a week, but definitely every week. And so today's topic, I'm going to be talking about dating and courtship. What's the difference between dating and courtship? Because sometimes you meet someone and you say, oh, that's my boyfriend or that's my girlfriend, and we are dating. Just like, wow, they're not looking at you with some kind of eye like, you don't commit, sorry, like you have committed a particular kind of sin that's very disastrous. Some other people say, oh, this is my special friend or husband to be or fiance, and we're in courtship. Is there really a difference, and why should it matter? For example, I remember writing my book Dating Intelligently. It's a yellow book that has, I think, the best relationship advice for you if you're not married, if you're single, if you're dating or courting. But the name of the book was Dating Intelligently. And somebody said, this Dating Intelligently, is it also for people that are in courtship? And I was like, is it not the same thing? They're like, no, it's not the same thing. I realized that many times the word courtship is used by older people, is a more formal term. Do you understand that a lot of older people use the word courtship, and a lot of more conservative people use the word courtship. I've also realized that when it comes to dating, people say, oh well, dating implies that you're not seriously seeing anyone, you're just romantically involved with a large number of people. Not say large, but with more than one person, so you're just dating casually. And when people say that dating casually, they might be sleeping with the person, no, but people like, it's nothing serious. And I can't get over the fact that you can share your body with someone without really getting to know them and say it's nothing serious. It's not really a smart thing. First of all, the Bible says that your body is the temple of the Lord Jesus Christ, where the Holy Spirit dwells. That's one. Secondly, that was the most important, by the way. Secondly, it's not even healthy for your emotions. It's not healthy for your body. It's not healthy for your mind. You don't just meet somebody on the road and say, oh, maybe you work in the bank and the person came to withdraw money and you say, do you know what? Come and start living in my house, or come and stay in my house for the night, even though I don't know you. Just come. If the person is in need, you might do that, but it's rare. Do you understand? Just invite somebody and say, in fact, I'm just missing you, but because of the way your eyebrows are, see my ATM pin. Talking about eyebrows, I didn't really get to do makeup today. I left my makeup pot somewhere. So yeah, let me move this down a little so people can see me clear. You don't just meet somebody randomly and say, come and start living in my house, or this is my ATM, take my ATM, this is the pin, go and withdraw money. You don't do that. But why would you invite somebody you barely know to share your body? That's just. So a lot of people use that dating term to refer to the fact that you might be dating people casually, but you are not seeing any of them exclusively. So you are to time it, just like casual dates. What does that even mean? For a believer, that's a no-no. For a believer, you might be friends with someone, maybe go on 1 or 2 dates, 1 or 2, get to know the person, and say, oh, well, this will not really work for me now. But I don't think it's advisable that you go on a date with somebody today, go on another date with another person tomorrow, go on another date with another person tomorrow, and you are leading all of them on. I think that there are times where you might be exploring the possibilities of a relationship and you might say, okay, well, I'm just going to see how I can go on 1 or 2 dates with this person, do you understand, and see whether it works. And if it doesn't work, you're clear and you say, oh, the time we spent together made me realize that even though you're a wonderful person, we may not be able to continue in this. Do you understand? But when you are casually dating, you've gone on the dates, you spend the person money, the person has spent your money, whichever way, You people have maybe kissed. Some of you may have slept together. That's not the Bible way at all. It's not the Bible way, and it's not also the wise way. Before you have sex with someone, it makes sense that you guys should be married. Do you understand? That's the Bible way. But even if you say, oh well, I'm not a believer and everybody should be a believer, it's not even wise to just meet somebody and start sleeping with them and share your body, the most precious thing to you, the place where by God's grace the Holy Spirit dwells or will dwell. You start sharing it. No, that's not the Bible way. So the reason why I'm mentioning that is because we as young people, quite a number of us are getting to a point where we just want to do what the world sees as cool. Do you understand? I say, oh, I'm just dating a number of guys, I'm just dating a number of girls, trying to figure that out. No. Through friendship, you can know who you can go into a relationship with. Okay, that's very, very important. So, back to what I was saying before. When it comes down to it, it's not really what you call it, whether you call it dating or whether you call it courtship. It's about what you are doing in the relationship. I truly believe that Christians should not go into romantic relationships until they are ready to get married. Am I saying you must marry the person you date? No, and I'm going to come to that because that's like the part B of today's gist. But as a believer, you don't just enter a relationship casually and say, let's just see how it goes. You enter a relationship because you are planning to get married. And that's why I advise people who are not ready to get married, you are 14, you are 16, because you want to feel like you're happening. You're not going into a relationship. I always advise people, if you're not ready to get married, if you're not close to that marriage time, maybe 2 years, 3 years from now, or at most 4, 5 years, then you shouldn't be dating, because dating is not a hobby. It's not a hobby. If you're bored or you're trying to take up a hobby, take up painting, take up writing, you can even take up YouTubing. I'm sure you have something really nice to say. You can take those up, vlogging, which is okay, YouTube, is it vlogging or YouTubing? You can take up any of those things, but dating is not a hobby. What you want to do if you're single is to get to know yourself, get to know what God will have you do, and begin to pursue that. And when you feel you are getting close to the time where you'll be ready for marriage, then you can start considering dating. So I was saying, it's not the word you call it, it's what you do. Because some people use the word dating and they are in a serious godly relationship where they are not having sex. Some people use the word courtship, and for them that courtship already means that they are sleeping together, living together as man and wife, even though they are not married. So it's not just about what you call it, it's about what you do in the relationship. Are you actively preparing for marriage? Somebody said we are dating, but they're actually actively preparing for marriage. They are building a relationship that glorifies God. They're getting to know each other, and not their bodies, but their minds. What is this person passionate about? What is this person's vision for life? Where are they going to in life? Where will they be a few years from now? What kind of family, what kind of home do they want to build? So whether you call it dating or courtship, it comes down to what you do in the relationship beyond what you call it. It comes down to what you do, and that's something that we must understand. But I'll mention this, if maybe, for example, you come from a very conservative home where your parents don't like the word dating, courtship, boyfriend or girlfriend, you can use other words. Do you understand? But I just want to make sure that you understand that it's beyond what you call it. It's about what you are doing in the relationship. Whether it's dating or courtship, until you're married, you're not married. And there are some rights and privileges that are exclusive only to people who are married. So courtship for 10 years is not marriage. Dating for 9 years is not marriage. Okay? Now, to the part B of today's topic, must I date the person I marry? Must I date the person I marry? No. Yeah, I said it. No. Why am I saying no? Because some of you have been dating somebody and realized this person will not make good husband material, but because you told yourself, I must marry my first boyfriend, or must marry my first girlfriend, or we've been dating for so long, you now insist that you must marry the person. Let me tell you something. Marriage does not change people. It doesn't. It only amplifies who they really are. Do you get? So it's not compulsory that you must marry the first person you date. However, I truly believe that every person who is a believer, who is a serious-minded person, must enter into any romantic relationship with marriage in mind as the end game. You don't get into a relationship because every other person is doing it or because you are bored. The truth is, if you do that, you open yourself onto unnecessary sexual temptation. If you happen to be in the right company, have the right friends, you rarely go clubbing, you mind what to watch on social media, sexual immorality might not really be a big deal for you if you're not in a relationship. But once you're in a relationship, you've opened yourself up to sexual temptations. So you want to make sure that there's an end game, like we're going to get married. Do you understand? We're planning to get married. Some people are dating someone and you say, oh, so how about the wedding now? And you say, I can never marry this girl. I can never marry this guy. It's unfair to you and it's unfair to that person because you are wasting time. It's also not a wise thing to do. Why would you waste your time that you could have used to develop yourself, time that you could have used to do all that God will have you do? Why would you waste that time to date a relationship that you know is heading, to start a relationship that you know is heading nowhere? So it's extremely, extremely important that you enter a relationship with marriage in mind. And so if you're watching this and marriage is still far for you, kindly be single. Kindly be single. Like, nobody is issuing warrants. This person is still single. Go and arrest them. Nobody's doing that. So the truth is, while you shouldn't date for fun, I wouldn't also advise you to just marry someone because you are dating. There is a reason why there is that period between courtship and marriage, or between dating and marriage. It's so that you can get to know each other, so that you can realize whether you guys are actually compatible. That's the reason why I'm not 100% crazy about people just liking somebody and saying, I want to marry you. Like, I get you have the best intentions, but what if when you go into this relationship, it's going to be holy, it's going to be pure, you're going to date intelligently, it's going to be you're going to behave wisely, but you go into this relationship and you realize this person and I are going in two different directions. What do you do then? So while you must enter into a different relationship saying, I would like this to end in marriage, you both must also be sincere with yourself and say, if this person continues this particular kind of behavior, will I be able to take it in marriage? If this person is so intent on fulfilling their dream of being president of America, will I be able to fulfill my dream of being president of Nigeria? So these are all the things that you must consider. I'm not saying you must marry the person you date, but I'm saying that you must go into that relationship with marriage as the end game. And if you enter that relationship and you realize we're going in two different directions, this isn't going to work, there's nothing wrong with saying, guy or lady, I really like you, but I don't think this will work, and going your separate ways. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the reason why, one of the reasons why I always advise people to do relationships the Christian way. Because if you're not sleeping with someone, the person has never seen some parts of your body, has never touched some parts of your body, and you say, we're not doing this again, I don't want to do this again, the heartbreak will be less. Sometimes, and I'm not saying that your heartbreak is not legitimate if you guys are not sleeping together, but sometimes I've seen people who somebody broke up with them and they nearly died because they had shared their body with this person. I truly believe from counseling people that it's easier to end a relationship when you guys haven't slept together. Do you understand? Someone say, hey, we are going to get married. Well, if you're going to get married, you're going to do it then. So why don't you just wait? God's time is the best. It's really the best. Do you get? But it's so, what I'm saying is so important. Do relationships God's way, not because God wants to punish you or he just wants you to be starving physically, but because he actually wants to protect you. And it's easier to say goodbye to someone when you guys haven't slept together. When you guys haven't slept together and you go your separate ways and she marries somebody else and you marry somebody else, you can all meet at the mall and be like, hey, how you doing? But if you guys are slept together, it becomes more difficult. You see the person here, you go and you and your husband will go and corner and pass the other side. Do you understand? So it's so important that you learn to keep your body to yourself. Understand that it's a temple of the Lord, and that until you're married, you're not married. And so whether it's dating or courtship, the important thing is to glorify God. When you start dating somebody, it's not compulsory you must marry the person. If you begin to see behavior that is inconsistent with that of a believer, if you begin to see behavior that is not in line with the direction your life is going, it's okay to end it. I think I have a video, 6 signs that you should break up, and another video, dating intelligently. I think you should watch it. It's to give you an idea on whether or not to end that relationship, whether whether or not to end that relationship or whether or not to continue with that relationship. And then it will also help you if you're continuing that relationship to date intelligently. If you're single, you don't catch latecomers. God's plan for you is still intact, and you can achieve it without a ring on your finger, because He's already stamped His own ring of love on your heart. Like, He stamped His seal on your heart. He loves you so much. Do you understand? He stamped His signet ring on His seal of your heart. That's what I was trying to say. He stamped it on your heart. And so just learn to be patient. Another thing you can do is to watch my video, That's Why You're Still Single. I also have another video, Single 20 Things to Improve Your 20 things or 5 things to improve your relationship chances in 2020, all on this channel. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions for me, any comments on this topic or any topic I've talked about, or any topic I've not talked about, just mention it in the comment section and I'll do a video on it. How you all doing? I hope you're having a marvelous day. I pray that this day will be a day of wisdom and of grace for you, and that you walk in the fullness of God's plan for your life and relationships, in Jesus' name. So enjoy life, stay in the faith, and remember, God is love and He loves you. So do I.